Escape from St.Olga's School for Wayward Princesses. Goddamn. This was a great episode. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I missed in the background, but I'm getting ahead of myself. In this episode, it starts off with Ponyhead calling Star from inside St.Olga's, and because apparently it's her birthday day. That is awesome. Just having like that little bit of redundancy is great. And apparently she got her third strike, which means something bad happens. And Star and Marco decide to go into St.Olga's and break her out. And apparently they do that, but not before we get a pretty good look at what goes on in St.Olga's. And it's kind of fucked up. Alright, apparently St.Olga's, they brainwash princesses that act like individuals to become the standard Disney princess, basically. And just the fact that this is made by Disney, this and Gravity Falls, along with a bunch of other movies they're making, it really kind of shows you where Disney is in their mindset, where they're making fun of their own tropes. You know, with Gravity Falls in the Several Times episode with the boy bands, pretty much being like like making fun of things like the Jonas Brothers. And this making fun of their own Disney princess trope. That is just great. It really makes me wonder if all the other Disney princesses are also like brainwashed to be that way. You get funny little gags like whistling for birds and like the little tea drinking thing with your pinky out. I don't have a teacup, so I can't like do it, but like 90 degrees. When in doubt, pinky out. It's great. They eventually find Ponyhead, and she's been brainwashed to be the Disney princess. And Marco and Star are undercover. Star is like this badass punk rock princess thing, which is fucking awesome. And then Marco is the typical Disney princess. Like he has like a ponytail, he has a big poofy pink purple dress thing. And I feel like it would have been funny if his voice also was switched to sound like a girl's, but it is great. And Marco gets caught, and Force gets mind controlled. Like he gets like the big princess cone cap that comes out and forces his eyes open so he can look at mind controlling things like this. Well, I can still blink my eyes, but you get the idea. And Ponyhead snaps out of her mind control thing, and they start a movement pretty much of it's not criminal to be an individual or something along those lines. And Ponyhead apparently doesn't want to break out because now the it's not criminal to be an individual thing is there. and Star and Marco just kind of leave, and St.Olga apparently has discovered which dimension Marco is from and which dimension the princess with him is staying. I don't think she realizes that that's Star, but she's clearly going to be an antagonist in future episodes. So, not much story-wise kind of happens, but there's a lot of background gags that I feel like I missed, that I might have to rewatch this episode like 2 or 3 more times just to see everything. And, not since Gravity Falls have I found a Disney show that I felt like I needed to do that. And it's great. I will say I like Gravity Falls more because I like the continuing narrative, the obvious continuing narrative more. This show I feel is a lot like Rick and Morty, where it has a narrative, a continuity, but I feel like it's more of a background thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how it feels. Because it feels like I could have watched this episode without knowing the previous episodes prior. Like, I could have watched this without knowing who Ponyhead is, who the sleep goblin elephant thing is, because she's in there too. Or the pixies from Pixtopia. There's a pixie princess in there, so I'm assuming that Alfonso and the pixie empress apparently had a kid, or that's what I'm going with. And their daughter was a little brat or something, and they sent him to St.Olga's. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm going with. And hey, they're pixies. Maybe they just age fast or something. I don't know. Great episode. I just don't have a whole lot to say. I pretty much got everything else I wanted to say out of the way, so I guess I'm gonna call it here, and I'm gonna go watch some more, because apparently the next episode is Mutapendence Day, and there's another thing in there too, but I didn't see what the name was. So, I know a little bit about what Mutapendence Day is, but I haven't seen it for myself yet, and I am very excited. So I will see you guys then.